When done properly, the internet, screens, and particularly social media can provide 5 essential elements of adolescent well-being: a sense of control over one's environment, individuation, self-expression, a connection to others, and acceptance. And then there is the abyss. Welcome to App-Propriate, a podcast designed to give you a little taste into the positives and negatives of the most popular social media apps, so that you and your most importants can make more informed, healthy, and safer choices when it comes to interacting through your screens. I'm your host, Joe Langford. Note that I said safer, not safe. Interacting through screens with other humans contains a degree of natural risk, just like real life. And I believe that education leads to empowerment, and I hope this information helps add a degree of safety, social responsibility, and good digital citizenship to your social networking and the conversations you have about it with your family. Today's episode is about Steam games. Steam falls into the live streaming / connection motivated app category. Steam is an online distribution platform for users to play a curated library of hosted games, spanning numerous genres, from recreational to educational. Think iTunes, but for games. Most Steam games can be purchased, but some are free to play with subscription, Netflix style. Like iTunes or Netflix, Steam requires users to download the Steam app in order to be able to gain access to the games, and games can be stored in your Steam profile or you can download them onto your device. According to Steam's terms and conditions, you need to be at least 13 years old to create an account, and you'll need a method of payment, most popularly a credit card, to buy the games. Signing up for Steam is pretty easy, and the user is then able to play free games, purchase others, and get previews and other information about existing and upcoming games. Similar also to YouTube or Twitch, on which users can watch other people playing games, Steam allows live streaming, though it's primarily a gaming network that focuses more on actually playing the games or competing against other Steam members. Like other social media apps, users create a Steam handle, which they then share with their friends and other users for gaming and chat. There are forums associated with Steam, so users can join in and engage in chats with other Steam members through groups, clans, or in-game chat features. There's also a workshop section of Steam where users can create their own games and share them with others. There are a variety of game networks like this, but Steam is the most popular right now. Much of that is attributed to the fact that it supports different devices, games from a variety of platforms, and offers an impressive library to choose from. If there's a game your kid's been playing, it's probably available on Steam. There's also some other positives that make Steam stand out from the crowd. For parents, the big draws include a reputation for diligently moderating the site for negative behavior, a decent suite of parental controls, and a wallet that you can control. Of course, the moderating is never foolproof, or troll-proof to be more specific, but Steam does have a reputation for not only shutting down gross and inappropriate behavior, but encouraging good sportsmanship on the site. There is a range of games on Steam, from super kid-friendly titles to most any violent shoot-'em-up, blow-'em-up game you can imagine. The parental controls, which they call Steam Family View, helps you monitor what they're playing, both by limiting the age range your kid can download games in and by requiring a PIN prior to any downloads. And the wallet can be tied to a credit card or, what I recommend, hooking your kid up through the use of gift cards, which you can find at most any major retail store. Preloading an amount they can use on games and in-game purchases, but without the risk of them going over their allowance. Though tying their account to your actual credit card makes monitoring their downloads a little bit easier. For kids, Steam is a great site because they love the sizable library. One unique thing about Steam is the built-in option to trade. So games purchased on Steam can only be played on Steam, but users can gift or trade items they own, either games or like in-app perks, from their Steam inventory for items from another user's inventory. If an item's been exchanged to a friend, the original owner can't use it until it's returned. Another positive from a kid, and sometimes a parent perspective, are the sales. Steam has a reputation for having terrific and timed discounts, which they often schedule around things like school holidays and seasonal breaks. There are not a lot of technical dangers on Steam. All of the games in the store are authenticated for quality, and viruses are really rare. But Steam does have a large community centered around mods. The term mod is short for modifications or modding. Gamers can write code that modifies an existing game. Mods can contain viruses, and they're not rated by the ESRB. So the game's designers and Steam itself are not responsible for the content. They may contain violent, sexual, or offensive aspects, so caution should always be taken with modifications, and antivirus software is your friend. Steam is a gaming community, which means that issues around bullying, hate speech, and toxic masculinity are likely concerns. If people are being gross or inappropriate, profiles can be blocked and/or set to private. And it's also good to be aware that Steam games don't all follow a cohesive or standard age rating system. Generally, the big popular games will follow the parental guidance and rating system they do in the stores, and you can trust that there's a standard accuracy to them. All the games on Steam carry tags that can be added to by community members, so Steam members can label games violent or containing sexual content. These tags can be helpful, and again, it is self-policing, and one person's definition of what adult language is may be very different from the person next door. So I generally recommend that people use these as indicators, but do their own research as well. If a game does not have a standard age or content rating, and it's been tagged with, for example, violence, check it out and see if that meshes with your definition of violence, your values, your rules for your house. M for mature games is profile pages in the Steam store have a content warning and they require birth date to access, but the birth dates aren't validated in any external way, giving easy access to game information, screenshots, previews, and trailers. Steam has many security measures that can be set in place to reduce damage and harm for younger players. In addition to preventing kids from purchasing a game outright, Steam's Family View lets parents and guardians limit or block access to certain areas of Steam, protecting access with a customized PIN number. And you can curate a family games library, so if a grown-up in the house has games rated M, those can be restricted from the kids in the house. This is also helpful if you might want to maybe approve one particular M-rated game for your kid, but not all of the M-rated games for your kid. The Family Library option lets you select which games in your library others can access. Parents can also block games with violent and/or sexual content from showing up when underagers are browsing the Steam store. Parents can list up to 3 tags per account so that games with those markers will not be browsable either. If your kid uses Steam, I highly recommend checking out the parental controls offered. And as always, before your kid buys, downloads, or streams a game, do your research. Better yet, have them do it. The rule in my house is that when and if my kid wants a new app or a new game, they come at me, they give a brief pitch for it. They have 2 minutes to explain their understanding of all the good stuff about it, all the bad stuff about it, why they need it, why they want it. Those are different things. And then they go away, and we have a conversation after I've had a chance to do my own research, and then the decisions are made. This approach encourages big picture thinking and provides them an opportunity to take responsibility for their choices and to thinking about their behavior in kind of a meta way. There are loads of resources, videos, and reviews online. My personal favorite is Common Sense Media, and I recommend checking them out around games, books, movies, and any other media that your family may be consuming. Thank you for listening. I'm Joe Langford. I'm a therapist, a sex and tech educator, and a dad, and I specialize in helping families navigate that intersection of adolescence, sexuality, technology, and behavior. More information about me and my work to promote healthy, positive, and safer sexual and social behavior, both online and off, can be found at my website, beheroes.net.
The advice presented in this podcast is a form of education and is intended to provide general information about common though broad topics that impact underage people. Specific circumstances and facts may make said advice unsuitable and/or other actions necessary for individuals. This podcast is meant to be an adjunct, not a replacement for IRL experience, professional advice, and good old-fashioned common sense. In addition, Much of the information included here can, and most likely will, change with time, culture, and the rapid development of technology. BeHeroes.net does not seek nor accept any monetary gain or financial support from any social media platform mentioned. BeHeroes.net is committed to providing quality consulting, coaching, product, speaker, and contracted therapeutic services, advocacy, and resources to clients, visitors, customers, colleagues, and fans. Appropriate is produced by BeHeroes.net.